Good morning. Is my voice coming through?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, just if I can increase. Okay, good. So, hope you had a beautiful Amrit Vela. So, this is a very beautiful Murli where Baba is actually, it is a kind of juicy Murli also because Baba touches some of the interesting question and answers. It's mainly a nice chit chat with double fondness Baba had, and also a lot of questions. Generally, in the Western world, BKs in the Western world who has this kind of questions like who is Antichrist and what happens when ghosts and some of those things are also touched upon in this Murli, and also a lot of practical solutions and how do you address those when you come across these things, and how do you build that capability to discern to handle this kind of strange scenarios. Bob also touches on some of the challenges when culturally people come from different background, and uh, and how do you address those things, how do you to bring consensus and then also move forward, and then take advantage of the diversity. Baba also touches on some of those, and he gives practical examples also on that. And a lot of there is also chit chat with uh, teachers. Uh, so without any further ado, so we will go through the Murli. So this Murli was originally spoken on February 24th in 1984. So most of the double fawners came into Gyan around late 70s, and the numbers were slowly increasing around 80s, early 80s. So you can understand good number of BKs who are in the Western bodies and coming from the Western, growing up from Western culture, were around 3 to 4 years in Gyan when this Murti was spoken. And as you know, Western world, lot of Vietnam War was going on, which is lot of counterculture was going on at that time. The same mindset is also, you can see some of them in our, oh, the volume is less. Okay, let me see what I can do. Give me 1 minute. Is it better? Is it better? So hope this reaches a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is fine for me.
Okay, so let me come closer to the laptop and then see. Cool. So the Murli was originally spoken in February 24th, 1984. So the title of the Murli is Brahmin Birth, the confluence age Brahmin birth, is the birth of incarnation. Very interesting. The confluence aged birth is the birth of incarnation. You might be wondering, oh, we just came out of the Iron Age. We just recognized Baba. And Baba says, like, oh, this is a birth of incarnation. This is a beautiful approach Baba gives. Baba says, Babdada comes into sound to take everyone into the stage beyond sound. Baba comes into sound to take everyone beyond sound. He comes to the corporeal world and enters a corporeal body to make you avyakt. Are you always incarnated in your corporeal bodies whilst being in the avyakt stage? So, this is a question and also a statement. Are you always incarnated in your corporeal bodies whilst being in the avyakt stage and considering yourself to be subtle angels? All of you are incarnations that incarnate. By performing every deed in this awareness, you become a karmatit incarnation who are free from any bondages of karma. So there are two things. One is a corporeal body. Other thing is my sense of self, my stage of myself. Is my stage avyakt and subtle, and body is just the costume. So having that awareness itself puts you in the position of being an incarnation, not of this world, but being in this world. By performing every action in this awareness that I'm not of this world, but I'm here to get some task done, you become the karmatit incarnation who are free from any bondage of karma. An incarnation means someone who comes down here from up above in order to perform elevated deeds. All of you, too, with your high stage from up above, take the support of a body. Enter an old body in the old world in order to perform actions for service. However, your stage remains that of up above, and this is why you are incarnation. An incarnation always brings a message from God. All of you, confluence aged, elevated souls, have also incarnated in order to give God's message, to enable everyone to meet God. That body is now no longer yours. So Baba is asking us to practice this trusty consciousness that doesn't belong to me. The body, the costume is not mine. It is entrusted to me for a task, which is the service. That body is now no longer yours. You have been given even your body to the Father. You said, everything is yours, and therefore nothing is mine. The Father has given you that body on loan for service. You can have no right to something that you have taken on loan. It is leased to us. Since that body is not yours, how could there be body consciousness? Consciousness is when we relate to it. The soul belongs to the Father, and body also belongs to the Father. So, where did I and mine come from? Where did I and mine come from? There is now just the unlimited consciousness of I. That sense of self is based on that which is eternal about you, that eternal consciousness of I, the soul, belong to the Father. As is the Father, so am I, the Master. Therefore, this is the unlimited consciousness of I. A limited consciousness of I brings obstacles because any sense of I need to be defended. that limited consciousness brings resistance and obstacles. In the same way, a limited consciousness of I brings you into the spinning of mind, whereas the unlimited consciousness of I liberates you from all spinning for many births. The unlimited consciousness of mind is my Baba. So the limited is renounced, become an incarnation, take the support of the body, and come to perform actions for service. The Father has given you a loan. That is, He has entrusted you with something for service. You cannot do it for anything wasteful. Otherwise, that would create an account of dishonesty with regard to the treasure entrusted to you. An incarnation does not create an account of waste. An incarnation comes, gives a message, and leaves. All of you have taken this Brahmin birth for the sake of service and to give a message. The Brahmin birth is the birth in which you have incarnated. It is not an ordinary birth. Therefore, always consider yourselves to have incarnated in order to be a world benefactor, a constantly elevated, incarnated soul. Maintain this faith and intoxication, nischay and nasha, nischay that you are that elevated, incarnated, benevolent soul. You have come here for a temporary period and you then also have to go back. Now, do you always remember that you have to go back? You are an incarnation. You have now come and you then have to return. This awareness will give you the experience of going beyond and having limitless attainment. On the one hand, beyond, and on the other hand, limited attainments. The two experiences are simultaneous. You are such images of experience, are you not? Anubhav Murat. So, Nischay and Nasha, that you are that elevated soul, not just in the beginning of the cycle, but constantly elevated and also a benefactor. Now, put into a practical form everything that you have heard. What is that Baba is asking us? To be a trustee, to have that karmatit stage, to hold that avyakt subtle stage, right? Every time we come into this and have this awareness that you are entrusted, this body is entrusted to you by Baba for the service. Now put this into a practical form, everything that you have heard. To listen means to become. This is another big statement. Sununa mana banana. You are not just listening, making a intellectual concept, but also stepping into that awareness and becoming, embodying that awareness. Sununa mana banana. Today Baba has especially come to meet his equals. Hamjin. You are all equal, are you not? The true teacher has come to meet the instrument souls, Nimit Atma. He has come to meet his service companions. What a honor. You are partnering with God Himself. What an honor. You are that instrument souls who are collaborating with Baba in his task to establish heaven on earth. To those who are always embodiment of the awareness of the unlimited consciousness of I, to those who remain constantly stable in the unlimited powerful form of mind, powerful form of mind is one Baba alone, to the children who remain stable in an elevated stage, to those who take the support of body and incarnate as incarnation, Bhavdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Always embodiments of unlimited consciousness of mind, constantly stable in unlimited powerful form of mind is one Baba and another, stable in an elevated stage as an incarnation, and Babdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So let's take a minute to just soak in. Broaden your awareness in that eternal presence. Stabilize in your powerful stage, not just being aware, but embodying. Feel that stability of that powerful stage in your presence. Stay in this Swaman of Baba's hum genes, Baba's instruments, and Baba takes us into the continues in these conversations with the hum genes, with the instrument souls to the teacher with the teachers. After the meeting the teachers, this is the gathering of those who are constantly serviceable souls, is it not? Do you always consider yourself to be unlimited world servers? You're not limited servers, are you? Are you all? Are all of you unlimited? If any of you were to be sent from one place to somewhere else, are you ready? So try to see what is the context Baba is bringing. So when you're physically moved from one place to another for your service, what is that got to do with your awareness? Limited awareness or unlimited awareness? So this is a practical call for action where Baba is telling when you're moved from one place to another, different people, different cultures, different look and feel, different values, right? What do they value and what we used to value? Everything changes. For that, you need to have that soul conscious eternal vision to align to work with them. So Baba is saying, are you all unlimited? If any of you were to be sent from one place to somewhere else, are you ready? Are all of you flying birds? Are you flying birds despite the branches of the body consciousness? Try to see how Baba is using soul as a flying bird body consciousness as a branch where the bird's soul takes the support. Are you flying birds despite the branches of body consciousness? The branch that pulls you to itself the most is this consciousness of the body. The slightest attraction towards old sanskaras means that there is the consciousness of the body. So, in other words, the practice is just imagine you don't have a body. What do you want to do? What you can do to create your own sense of self. So, Baba is telling this body is the branch we take support of to create our experiences that create our sense of self. The branch that pulls you to itself the most is this consciousness of the body. The slightest attraction towards old sanskaras means that there is a consciousness of body. My nature is like this. My sanskaras are like this. My way of living is like this. My habits are like this. Nature, sanskaras, way of life, living style, habits, all of these are the signs of body consciousness. So, have you birds flown even from these branches? This is called karmatit stage. No bondage at all. Karmatit does not mean that you become free from performing actions, but free from any bondage of actions. So, actions of the body, this means, for instance, some have the nature of living comfortably or eating comfortably at the right time and of doing everything at the right time. This bondage of karma also pulls you to itself. Go beyond this bondage. That is the habit of even this karma because you are instruments. So, comfortable lifestyle is also, Baba is telling, as a body consciousness. Until all of you instrument souls become free from any bondage of karma. So, karma is not just action and a triggered stimulant experience. Baba is telling as a lifestyle itself, a comfortable lifestyle itself, you have to go beyond the support of this lifestyle. Until all of you instrument souls become free from any bondage of karma and sanskaras and nature of the body, how would you free others? First, I need to free myself from my own karma, my own sanskaras, and my own nature of the body. For instance, illness of the body is the suffering of the karma. In the same way, if any bondage of karma pulls you to itself, that suffering of karma also creates obstacles. When a physical illness, some suffering of karma, repeatedly pulls you, it is pain that pulls you, isn't it? Then you say, what can I do? Otherwise, I am fine, but there is severe suffering of karma. In the same way, if any particular old sanskara, nature, or habit pulls you, that is also the suffering of karma. Any type of suffering of karma will not allow you to become a karma yogi. Any type of suffering of karma will not allow you to become a karma yogi. Therefore, go beyond this too. Why? All of you are souls who are going to claim number one. The meaning of number one is those who win in everything. Nothing is then lacking. The meaning of teacher is to be those who, with their own image, constantly give experience of Karmatit Father Brahma and loving and detached Father Shiva. Meaning of a teacher is to be those who, with their own image, Swarup, constantly give experience of Karmatit Baba, constantly give experience of Brahm Baba who is Karmatit, and Nyare Pyare Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba who is detached because he does not have a body of his own, naturally detached, and he's ocean of love, so he's always loving. So teachers means those with their own Swarup give the experience of Karmatit Brahm Baba and Nyare Pyare Shiv Baba. So you have this speciality, do you not? You are friends, are you not? How do you become friends? You continue, you cannot be friends with someone without being equal. You're friends with Bab Dada. You cannot be friends without being equal. Therefore, all of you are Father's friends. You are godly friends. Khuda dost. To be equal is to have friendship. You are those who place, whose place, sorry, those who place your footsteps in Father's footsteps. Because you are friends and also lovers of the beloved. So, the lovers always place their footsteps in the steps of their beloved. This is the system, isn't it? What do they make a couple do when they are getting married? You know, that fire they go around, walk around. The bride goes behind the bridegroom, walks behind, step in the step. This is what they make them do, isn't it? So, where was this system created? It was created by you people. Yours is the foot of the intellect, but they have understood it to be a physical feat. You are the instrument souls, Nimittatma, with special relationships who fulfill the responsibility of every relationship. Special soul who fulfill the relationship, every relationship with Baba, including a friend. The instrument teacher have a much easier method than that of others. Others still have to maintain their relationships. For the instrument teacher, all relationship has to be with Baba. Whereas your relationship is always with service and Baba. Even when you are carrying out a worldly task, you always remember when it is the time for you to go on service. Whoever you are carrying, whoever you are carrying out worldly work for, you automatically have the awareness of that one. So whoever you're working with, we will have that awareness. So we will end after this passage. Yeah. Whoever you are carrying out worldly work for, you automatically have the awareness of that one. For instance, in the world, parents earn an income for their children, and so they automatically remember the children who they are working for. Therefore, when you are doing your own worldly work, who are you doing that for? Are you doing that for yourself or for service? The more you use for service, the more happiness you have. Never work while thinking that you are doing worldly work. This too is a means of service. It has a different form, but it is still a form of service. Otherwise, if it were worldly service and you didn't have the facilities to serve, you would think about where you could obtain something from. How would you obtain something? I am unable to manage. I don't know when it will happen. Do these thoughts do these thoughts not waste your time? Therefore, never say that you are doing a worldly job. It is a non-worldly job. It is for the sake of service. You will then never feel it to be a burden. Otherwise, you sometimes become heavy. For how long do I have to do this? What will happen? This is the way for all of you to create your reward easily. And Baba continues on the same line, Tan Man Dhan, and this is all about how you are using your resources. Even though you're doing a Lokik job, that is for the service. So your awareness is, why am I doing what am I doing? Why am I doing? For whom am I doing? That awareness makes whatever you do physically also a Lokik. So, so Baba is inspiring us to take pushing us to the next notch, to have this Nyare Pyare awareness like Shiv Baba, and also Karmatit stage of Brahm Baba, and embodying this in your own form, give the introduction of Bab Dada. So let's take a couple of minutes to meditate on this. Have a broad vision, broad awareness of whatever you are doing within the family and within the service. Try to emerge all tasks that you are generally involved in and all the people that you interact with, both within the Lokik and Alokik family. And try to hold this broader awareness. Why am I doing? What am I doing? When I am interacting with someone, what is the reason for this interaction? Try to hold that elevated awareness that you are incarnated soul in your subtle stage, unaffected by the things of the world, unaffected by our own old sanskaras, nature, and any habits. In that eternal awareness, unlimited awareness, blissful and loveful. And then interacting with others, being an embodiment of bliss and love, introducing Shiv Baba and Brahm Baba, with your lawful form and with your blissful presence. Try to hold your presence as you emerge each and every person you come across and each and every task that you engage. Make yourself at home in eternal and make yourself stable in the powerful stage. Om Shanti. So, what do you like from this Murli? And
Shanti Harshava.
yep.
See, I was just trying to understand the word incarnation and reincarnations. See, the soul in its cycle of 63 births, it leaves a costume, takes another costume, leaves a costume, takes another costume. That's what we label it as reincarnation. But over here, when Baba is using the incarnation, generally the word incarnation, like मैं अवतरित आत्मा हूँ, we give the word incarnation for something incorporeal, which comes in a corporeal body to give a message to for some purpose. So that's why we say when Shiv Jayanti, Shiv Baba incarnated in the body of Brahma for a particular message. So that's the real height of incarnation. But when Baba, I don't take a different costume. Is it because the body is the same? Even though Baba mentions in the first paragraph that that body is now no longer yours. So I didn't understand what was that body. See, this
Mm,
body in this conference age, which I got in
mm,
a Lokik manner. So that
mm,
body I give up, and
mm,
Brahma Baba gives me the message. And is it I get a new body? What is that new body which Baba gives on loan to us? Just that part, if you can clarify over here. How can I am in this conference age? I have a Lokik body, and in this Lokik body, Brahma Baba enters and, like we say, Brahma Mukha Vanshavali. So the body is the same, the body remains over there. So if you can clarify where Baba says that that body is now no longer yours, you have even given your body to the Father. Yeah, we say Tanumana. But practically
mm,
speaking, I am still in that body,
mm. So, so there is um, two
consciousness.
things.
Could you please
Yeah,
clarify a bit?
yeah. So, so if you actually see, so how I interpret is, um, So, what triggers my awareness, right? What triggers my sense of self is if I don't do anything. In golden age, it is a different matter. At this point of time, if I don't do anything consciously, my old habits and whatever I see with my physical senses, whatever my senses are telling, triggers my past experiences, emotions, and mindsets, and all other stuff that creates my sense of self. Follow, right? So just imagine that awareness that is getting triggered through the senses or through the interactions. And what is getting triggered is whatever that sense of self that is built, which is ego. You may use the word ego, but that is a result of altogether different part of me which is getting activated, right? So if I don't do anything, by default I will be pulled there because of the law of inertia. Like by default, that gets activated, and that has been happening for over a long period of time. So that thing starts all over. So when Baba is telling you are incarnated, he is not using the reference of the physical body, but it is what awareness you are sitting in, right? If something triggers my past nature, that creates my sense of self, right? That activates that anger, that irritation, that limited awareness, and tu my, and all kinds of things. That itself is a whole body of energy that I will be pulled into, right? So, but one way sannyasis do is like, okay, don't even trigger it. So cut down the trigger itself. But the fuel is still there. So they walk away from the trigger. That is a stopgap, but that is not a long term solution. Baba is telling that you have to engage with something that can potentially trigger your body conscious awareness, but before that thing happens, you have to consciously create this long term awareness of yourself, that you are this eternal soul, you are this being of peace, love, and happiness, and you are Baba's child, you come from eternal world. You consciously have to create this thought, create this mindset, create that energy, build that momentum, and then hold that energy for a period of time to counter when you go back into that world of incident that can potentially trigger your past nature. Now I have to hold this awareness that I am an incarnation here, which means this is my real nature, and I should not take my attention away from my real nature. Otherwise my past nature will just get activated. So especially when Baba is telling this, you got to practice this being an incarnation. That is like there are these two subtle energies which are working within my consciousness. I got to work against that. So I have to be holding this awareness is like an incarnation, which means keeping that eternal peace, love, bliss, eternal vision of that, keeping it alive, not getting pulled by, oh, she said this last time, she made me feel this way, she is this, she is that. And that vision should not be tampered. The minute I pull back, like I'm not incarnated, I'm carried away by the past. So I see when Baba uses the word incarnation, incarnating in which body of energy? So Baba says, keep this body of energy alive. When you are coming in interaction with others, there is another body that gets activated, which is past consciousness of body, what he is telling, sanskaras, habits, and our behaviors. All of that activates that body of limited self, and you have to stay away from it, that I am not that, so I am incarnated in this world of actions which can potentially trigger that. So I got to keep myself separate. That is where this whole practice of incarnation comes into picture. That's how I am thinking. Does it answer?
So just to finalize, it is not a new body, but
Not
it's
physical body.
yeah, physical. That's one thing. Because Shiv Baba, when he comes, he has no body. When he incarnates, he takes a body on loan, which is again an old body, an old
Hmm.
this. So for me, it is, as
Hmm.
you said, a new body of energy in the old body. Because that one sentence
Yeah.
where Baba has said, that body is not live in your body. So I was just thinking about, I understood it has to be a body of energy, but I just wanted. Anyway, Harsha bhai,
Hmm.
your voice was breaking, so key points I really couldn't gather. I'll take it from the recording. Some key points, I don't know what's wrong. Your voice was breaking here and there. But
Hmm. So
finally, I
is it
just
better
got.
now?
Yeah, it is, but sometimes in key areas I couldn't get it. But what I gather from what you are saying is it is a new
Hmm.
body of energy which Baba is talking about. Because I understood the concept of Brahma Mukha Vanshavali born through the mouth of Brahma. And that one point I've clearly understood. But Baba has
Hmm.
explained here this body, this, that, mind. So I think it needs a deeper sense of understanding, especially the first paragraph. And the same so beautifully he has, now I know there's no time, so much he has done it for the teachers to understand. That is still nice.
Hmm.
And but I think that's like where he says, are you flying consciousness of your body and all? That's still
Hmm.
deeper to understand. Thank you, Asha.
Hmm. Just to summarize what I was saying is we as a conscious beings always stay conscious. And what consciousness is getting activated is what creates my sense of self. If I am not consciously holding that long term vision of myself or eternal awareness of myself, that energy will not be activated. When I use the word energy, it can be interpreted as a feelings, as an experience, or that vibrations or that atmosphere that is created inside of our minds and in our presence. That is what creating our body of self, right? And especially when Baba using the words like you have to be an image that has this karmatit stage. In other words, you have to be image means you will be embodying that energy which is unaffected by any of these triggered emotions. What gets triggered if my vision is small? If I say like, oh, you are Indian, you are woman, you are this, you come from this mindset, and then I try to put you in that box, the feelings that comes inside myself, the way I look at you, the energy that I'm creating inside my own awareness is very limiting, and that itself will box me down. That itself will create an obstacle between you and me and you when I'm interacting with you. So Baba is telling like when you hold that body consciousness, which is that limited awareness, that itself will activate that energy, that itself will become a obstacle in your very interaction itself. Your vibrations, your energy, your attitude, everything is immediately tampered and becomes an obstacle in the very conversation that we start. So Baba says, like, look, you have to change the way you look at the person. You have to change the way you look at yourself. And that way of looking at yourself should activate that energy, which is like a freedom, which will freeze you from all of these triggered emotions. And that stage when we carry, that energy that we carry, that energy is what is going to introduce Brahmababa, who is Karmatit. In the same way, when I become free from all of these energies, so then I will be detached and loving naturally like Shiv Baba. And that image of mine is what actually introduces Shiv Baba to the others. So Baba is saying like that is how you have to introduce, because you cannot give a concept of Shiva Baba or Brahma Baba or any of this thing, because there is no related experience that they can associate with, or any of the intellects in this physical realm can comprehend, because that experience does not exist in this physical realm. So the way to introduce is through giving an experience. Way to give an experience is be an experience, be in that experience. Way to be in that experience is like raise your sense of self, or focus on that energy. How does it feel when I am in my purest Adi Anadi stage? What is the energy that I carry? I have to keep that energy alive, which is detached and loving, which is beyond the bondages of karma. So, I mean, that's some of my churning going on. Is my voice okay?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
but
So, so
yeah,
at
in
times, only at
between,
times, I think maybe something is wrong with my connection. I
I
think
think in between
it's
there
my
is
misfortune, but I'll listen to the recording later. But I could gather whatever you said here and there. But I think it needs a deeper study now for me.
Mm.
and this word incarnation is very powerful. I feel because that gives a feeling that you don't belong here the moment you're here incarnation, and
Mm.
that will also kind of create an awareness that I have come here to perform elevated action. And eventually that word, that incarnation also says that, Brahmin, that itself breaks all the bondages, and it creates a feeling that incarnation, I incarnate, that means I am sent to do something special, or I was sent by God. So that kind of takes us from limited consciousness to unlimited consciousness, and have that strong feeling that we don't belong here. So that will help us to stay beyond. So, and that word incarnation really are doing wonders. Yeah, thank you.
Mm. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Is it better now? Because I disconnected my headset.
Yeah, I feel it is, but I really did face much issues and sometimes back, so I'm not sure if others are really facing the breaking voice or
Else would like to share? And especially, I feel this is the practice that Baba is asking us to do. And actually, the next part where Baba brings our attention to the double foreigners, he goes much more deeper into on the foundation is the same, but the application is what Baba brings into different application, different contexts and stuff like that. So yeah, so from here onwards, Baba talks about double foreigners, and there's a lot of question and answers that comes between double foreigners uh, and Baba's children, both from Bharat and rest of the world. Uh, so we actually see nice Q&A, that is how to create a powerful atmosphere, evil souls, influence of evil souls, all kinds of interesting, juicy stuff. But again, all of this thing, the foundation comes back to this thing. This very 2 points, Karmatit and Nyare Pyare. This becomes the foundation for rest of all the interesting things. Cool. Okay. So we can have a short meditation and then we can wrap up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so make yourself very comfortable. Just imagine, how does it feel if everything physical ceased to exist? Just imagine the whole world ceased to exist, as if you walk into this sensory deprival room. There is no feedback coming from any of your senses, and there is no stimulation, no people, no situation, no feedback. Just living with yourself. You're with your own mind, and whatever awareness related to Gyan is all that is left behind. Just observe that sense of losing traction from this physical. It may create a sense of fear, a sense of loss, but consciously create this awareness. Consciously pull your attention to that which is eternal. Have the courage to step into that awareness which is always there. That which is eternal. Baba, the loved one, is always there for you. The home, the land of peace, is always there for us to return to. Use Baba and home as a backdrop, as your feedback, to invoke your real self, to reflect back what is real about you. The pure peace, pure love, pure bliss, pure power, and your pure, powerful presence. Use Baba and home as a mirror to see your eternal self. Invest rest of your time in this awareness. Everything else interact as an instrument, as a trustee. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a lovely day.